Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your Hidden Truth Tarot reading.
Um, there's a card that keeps appearing in the space between you and this person, and it's not the one they thought they were playing. When someone walks away, they tell themselves a story. They convince themselves the door is closing behind them, that they're the one holding the key, that you'll remain exactly where they left you, waiting in the same shape, the same light, the same need. But something has shifted in the unseen. You may have felt it already. This strange pull in the air, like a thread tightening, not from you, from them. It's possible they're beginning to feel the weight of your absence in ways they didn't anticipate, the silence they created. It's no longer empty. It's full of you, full of what they walked away from. And that fullness, um, that heaviness, it follows them now. Um, when someone pushes you away, they imagine freedom, they imagine relief, they imagine that the space you occupied will simply dissolve. But what often happens instead is that the space grows. It becomes a shape they can't stop noticing, a missing piece they feel in every room, every conversation, every quiet moment when no one is watching. And you may be sensing this, not because they've said it, not because they've come back in any grand or obvious way, but because energy moves in currents and the current between you has changed direction. This reflection invites you to consider, what do you feel when you close your eyes and think of this person? Now, does their energy feel closer or more unsettled than before? There's a tower that had to fall. That's what this was. They built something inside themselves, a belief, a protection, a wall between what they wanted and what they feared. And you stood on the other side of that wall. They convinced themselves you were the risk, that letting you in fully, choosing you completely, staying. That was the danger. But towers don't stand forever. And when they crumble, when the foundation cracks and the story they told themselves stops making sense, what's left is the truth they were avoiding, the truth that you were never the threat, you were the thing worth keeping. Um, it's possible this person is beginning to see that now, not all at once, not in some lightning strike moment of clarity, but in the slow creeping realization that comes when someone tries to fill a space and nothing fits. When they reach for distraction, for noise, for other people, and it all feels hollow compared to what they had with you. You might notice small signs, a name appearing where it shouldn't, a message that says nothing and everything, a presence that lingers at the edge of your awareness, like they're standing just outside a door they're too afraid to knock on. And beneath all of it, beneath the hesitation and the pride and the fear, there may be a growing ache, the recognition that they can't live without you the way they thought they could. This reflection invites you to consider, if this person's absence once felt like abandonment, what does it feel like now that the power has shifted? But here's the card that sits in shadow, the one they're not seeing yet. You are not the same. The version of you they left behind, the one who would have taken them back without question, who would have folded yourself smaller to make room for their uncertainty. That version has been transformed by the fire of their leaving. You've walked through something. You've carried the weight of being unwanted, being pushed aside, being made to feel like you were too much or not enough or the wrong timing or the wrong fit. And that weight, it either breaks you or it rebuilds you into something they no longer recognize. Um, and that's what they might be confronting now. the possibility that you've moved beyond the place where their return would mean everything, the possibility that the door isn't just closed, it's guarded by you, by the part of you that learned to survive without them. If this person is circling back, they may expect warmth. They may expect the same openness, the same softness, the same willingness to let them in. But what they might find instead is stillness, clarity, a version of you who knows your worth in a way you didn't before because their absence taught it to you. This reflection invites you to consider what part of you has grown stronger in the space they left behind, and does that part want them back? There are two paths here, both shrouded in mist. One where this person returns and shows you through action, not words, not promises, but sustained, genuine change. That they understand what was lost, that they're willing to meet you where you are now, not where you were when they left, that they've done the internal work to become someone capable of holding what you offer. And another path where they return expecting the old dynamic, where their realization of your value is about them, not about you, where their discomfort with your absence becomes your responsibility to fix, where they want you back in the shape that suited them, not in the fullness of who you've become. You'll know which path this is, not by what they say in the beginning, but by what they do when the novelty of reunion fades, by whether they honor your boundaries or test them, by whether they see you, truly see you, or whether they see the idea of you they've been missing. And here's what the cards want you to understand: their longing, their regret, their realization that they can't live without you. None of that is a debt you owe. None of that requires you to open yourself back up to someone who closed you out. You are not a safe harbor they get to return to whenever the storm of their own choices becomes too much. This reflection invites you to consider, if you knew with certainty that you would be whole and at peace either way, what would you choose? There's a moon hanging over this situation. Everything is not as it appears. Their energy may be shifting, yes. They may be feeling the loss of you more deeply than they expected. But the question isn't whether they miss you. The question is whether they've changed enough to deserve access to the person you are now. And that's something only time and observation can reveal. So for now is less than #0, 5 hashes greater than. Stay in your knowing. Stay in the center of yourself. If they're meant to return in a way that honors you, it will become clear. If they're meant to remain a lesson rather than a presence, that will become clear too. Either way, you are not diminished by their absence. You are not incomplete without their recognition. You are the one who kept going, the one who rebuilt, the one who learned that being pushed away doesn't mean you were unworthy. It means they were unable to hold what you offered. And if this person truly cannot live without you, if that's the truth, beneath all the noise and fear and pride, then they'll have to prove it. Not with intensity, not with desperation, but with consistency, with patience, with respect for the fact that you are no longer a door left open. You are a choice that must be earned. Stay rooted, stay clear, trust what you feel, and remember, you are the one holding the cards now.